Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Today is Sunday. We have a beautiful episode for you guys today. Today's thread is, what is the worst experience you've had flirting with someone? All right, let's get into it. Just this morning, I'm in line to order at Starbucks. The guy in front of me is casually flirting with the barista taking his order. He finally orders. She says, "This is the part where you give me $4.11. He says, "When is the part when you give me your phone number?" Oh, shit. She said, "This is the part where I introduce you to my husband. He's standing right behind you." Yo, he said, "It was my wife." That's crazy, bro. Damn. Okay, so back in first year, I took a girl I had a huge crush on to see a movie. Near the closing credits, I leaned in to kiss her, and she leapt out of the seat and screamed "No!" at the top of her lungs in the middle of the theater. Driving her home was pretty awkward. After that, I had a lot more confidence asking girls out because I figured, what's the worst reaction that can happen? Scream in terror in front of more than 100 people? Been there, done that. Facts, fam. Facts. And a lot of times I think you just gotta go with it, man. You just gotta feel it out and say, fuck it. Go for it. If she not about it, then she's not about it. It's cool. It is what it is. Move on. Move on, you know? I once saw this guy wait for a girl's friend to go to the toilet, leave her alone. Then he danced this really goofy dance. He put his arms out to the side with his elbows bent, then basically bobbed his arms up and down all the way across the room to her, and while still arm bobbing said, "Hey, wanna dance?" which she replied, "No." Damn. And he said, okay, then did the arm bob dance all the way back across the room where he started in one slick motion. That's gotta suck. And I guarantee you he was praying to God that nobody saw that, and everyone saw that, bro. Everyone saw you do your little head bob. He was like, "Hey, girl, wanna dance?" "No." "Okay." Backing up. Hey, damn, man. I was at a bar with some girlfriends of mine when a very handsome guy came up to me, spoke to me for 10 seconds, and then shoved his shy and uncomfortable looking friend in front of me with a "This is blank's name. He's something interesting." Damn, she don't even remember. She's like, "I don't remember your name. I remember what was interesting about you. I remember shit. You were that boring." Like, damn. It was clear to me in this moment that the handsome dude was trying really hard to wingman his unfortunate, awkward friend and get him acclimated to talking to girls. This, for whatever reason, touches my heart, and so I set about having polite and friendly conversations with awkward dude. Awkward dude proceeds to chat me up, and I pretend not to see his thumbs up from handsome friend. Awkward dude seems to be a nice guy, just painfully shy. He asked me where I'm from about 3 times after I've already told him, always followed by high-pitched laughter, and "I'm sorry, I already asked you that." It's endearing. He's clearly having 40% of a panic attack just speaking with me, and I'm being very careful to give him positive reinforcement to build his confidence. This is when my bitchy friend comes up to me, looks at the guy, grabs my arm and says, "Ugh, okay, I'm saving you, yo." Yo, she didn't have to do all that. Oh, she could have just been like, "Okay, like, we gotta go. It was nice meeting you." Da, 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 da. You like, bro, you didn't have to be like, damn. At least the main girl, she's actually being nice. You know, she's a sweetheart, but her friend, god damn. No, hold on. Okay, I'm saving you, and pulls me away. I stop her, say, no, I'm having fun. I'll be over in a minute. And she literally points and laughs at him and makes some mean joke about my charity work. Oh, that's fucked up. The look on dude's face still makes me wince when I think about it. He was totally crushed, like every doubt or criticism he had about himself was just valid. And he walked away from me as fast as he could, totally humiliated. Aw, man, your friend is a bitch, bro. That's so mean. That boy didn't do anything to her. Like, yo, that's messed up. I appreciate that. At least she stuck around and was just like, I understand the situation. I understand what's going on. And, you know, she was probably just trying to be nice to get to the actual handsome friend, you know. Just be like, okay, well, now that I'm, you know, done with your friend, like, how about you and I? You know what I mean? Like, kind of feel like she had a little ulterior motive, too. I ain't gonna lie to you. But, hey, you know, it is what it is. Game is game. I was talking to a girl in the elevator of my faculty. I asked her name as I was raising my hand to make a finger gun gesture. The space was so small, I ended up touching her boob with it. Ooh. Hopefully that didn't get you slapped up sideways. Yeah, because hopefully she was understanding, because that could be a very bad situation for you, my friend. You know, that could be a very, very bad situation for you, you know. All right, when I was in college, I had long hair for a guy. I'm also a redhead, so it was quite a mane. One brutally cold day, I was wearing a long black overcoat while pumping gas, and I heard a voice behind me say, "Hey, baby, want to go back to my place to get warm?" I turned around thinking it must have been directed at someone else, but instead saw the most surprised old man I'd ever seen. When he caught sight of my full beard, he jumped like he just touched a live wire. He stammered, "Oh, God bless you. Oh, God bless you," as he backpedaled back to his pickup truck, then ran over a curb trying to leave the gas station. Oh, he was hitting on you like you was a bitch, bro. That's crazy. This old man was like, "Hey, baby, want to go back to my place and get warm?" Yeah. And this man turns around, full beard, and he's like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, God bless you. God bless you. Have a good day." Like, dude, what the fuck? I ain't gonna lie, I would cut my hair that day. I would cut my hair that day, bro. Oh, fuck no. I ain't about to be out in these streets getting hit on by dudes. That's nah. Oh man, once in 6th grade, I was sitting in class when I noticed the girl I had a massive crush on sticking her tongue out me in a playful way from across the room. Well, I took this as an invitation to reciprocate. Back and forth, we traded silly faces. The moment may have been the greatest of my entire childhood, had it not been followed by the worst. I felt a tap on my shoulder and spun around to see the guy who made my life a living hell, looking at me like I had just graped his dog. Okay, apparently she had been trading looks with him, and I was caught in the crossfire. Yeah, that one's still She was like, "Nigga, who are you making faces at, bro? Like, I'm making faces with him, not you. The fuck are we talking about? You're ugly." You know? She's like, "Oh." And then homeboy, oh, dude. That must be embarrassing, man. That must be so embarrassing and just tough. Just tough. Like, fuck. I had an uncontrollable crush on a gorgeous, tall, unaffected guy named Alan, my first semester of college. He lived on my floor and couldn't be any less into me. I could tell that I had yeah, that I had a snowball's chance with him, but the hormones, they are impossible to ignore. Being very inexperienced, I thought that creating drama would inspire him to see me as the cute, vulnerable stereotype I thought all boys wanted. So I manufactured some reason to need to have a long emotional talk in the hall, and with what I thought was superb timing, I looked up at him with big teary eyes, paused for 2 heartbeats, and then lunged at him for a kiss. He called me on my shit so fast my head spun. I knew you were going to do that, he said. You know I'm not interested in you. What made you think that was going to work? Yo. My man's shut her down. He was just like, skirt, no. No. It was the first time I'd made a pass at a boy since moving to the city from the boonies, and it was the first time I'd been rejected. He did me a favor in a way, though. I never used artifice or stereotypes to create false drama again. I still wish he let me kiss him, though. Hey, at least you did something. You made a move, man. That's more than a lot of girls, because a lot of girls just would sit there and just stare at the guy forever and ever and be like, eventually he'll ask me out, instead of just giving it a shot and going for it. I give you respect for that. Just go for it, man. Just go for it. Like, and the thing is like, she really can't be mad because she knew he was going to reject her. It's like, you kind of knew, you just went for it anyway. She was like, no. She's like, not until I get rejected am I going to give up on this guy. Yeah, so hey, I was flirting with a girl in a bar. About a half hour into our conversation, I had one of those very strong sneezes. I ended up snotting into my hand, and had a string of goo from my hands to my face when I pulled away. Oh, no. Oh, that's embarrassing. I mean, I would have affirmed it. Yeah, I'd have just been like, chew. And then I'd be like, can you please hand me a napkin? Because it's not like you blew your nose into your hand. It's a natural thing. Everyone sneezes. She sneezes. I don't think she would have wrote you off just for that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I really don't think she would have wrote you off for that. You could have easily just kept your hand over your face and just say, hey, can you give me a napkin? And then, just clean yourself off and be like, whoo, I didn't know that was going to happen. I thought I just had to sneeze. You know what I mean? You just laugh about it, and then you guys could just move on with the conversation. Like I said, again, I don't really think that she would have wrote you off. I think she would have just thought that it was, silly mishap. It happens, but I don't know. That's tough. Yes, right. Yeah, okay. Flirting with a girl that you swear is like 22, and then her mom rolls around the corner and starts talking to you about her first day of 10th grade. And you're like, what the fuck are you feeding her, Miracle Grow? What? Wow. Yeah, dude, that is scary. You meet a girl and you're thinking like, oh, wow, she looks like she'd be at least 22, 23. She's really pretty. You're talking to her, and then her mom is just like, oh, you're going to 10th grade. And you're like, oh, you're what? You're in what? Oh, God, I would run so fast. I'd feel so embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed. I'd be pissed. I'd be everything under the sun. I'd be like, no, you can't do this to me. Oh, that's tough, bro. That's horrible. I'm an extremely shy guy, but I was on my holiday and met this gorgeous Russian girl who works in a bookshop. I had noticed her before, so after we speak for a while, I tell her I like her straight away. She says she won't date me until she knows me better, and that is okay for me to stop at the bookshop and have a chat whenever I feel like. Man, you a simp, bro. That it makes no sense. If she actually liked you, she would have gone on a date to get to know you. But no, bruh. She's just like trying to be nice. She shut you down, bro. She practically told you, I don't want to go on a date with you. She just said it in a nice way. Like, come on, man. You a straight simp, bruh. Like, god damn, if you didn't see that one, woo. So we do this a few times, and she's very friendly despite me not hiding my intentions at all. And then one afternoon, I notice her boss is working behind her, but she tells me it's okay to chat. We do that for a while, me stopping whenever a customer enters and doing my best not to disrupt her. After a while, her boss comes to me and tells me to leave. Extremely embarrassed, I apologize and leave. I come back to the shop after a few days and only the boss is there. I apologize again for the incident, and she tells me point blank that she fired the woman and that in the end I made her a favor. The boss a favor. I felt terrible and haven't come back to that place. So you got a chick fired over showing up almost every day and just having a conversation with her? Oh, that's gotta suck. Like, not only did she not want to go on a date with you, bro, but you got her fired on top of that. Damn. That sucks, man. I know she's just like, I never want to talk to that guy ever again. I used to work at the mall, and many days we would go to a certain burrito place for lunch. None of us employees knew the cute Hispanic girls who worked there. One guy just called them all Maria by default. There was one girl there I thought was especially cute, so I decided, by God, I'm going to ask her out. So I went to the taqueria and in question, and when she asked me what I wanted on my burrito, I asked for her number. Since that wasn't a burrito topping, she paused and then repeated the question. I looked around. There was a line of hungry, impatient people behind me, staring unamused. My momentum was gone. I mumbled something under my breath about, I've seen you here before or some shit, misinterpreting what I was asking her. She leaned over, pointed helpfully at one of the possible burrito toppings and said, olives? No! It was at that point I realized that she did not speak English. Oh! Beyond the basic vocabulary needed to make a burrito. I relented and ate my lunch in defeat. Oh, no. Oh, my God, bro. Hey, I give it to you, though. You have some balls on you, bro. You have some balls on you to say that line in front of like all these people. Yeah, I give it to you. And then to fail that hard. Hey, bro, you got some balls on you, man. I give that to you, okay? I do give that. You got some balls on you. But that is a funny story, man. She was just like, olives? Like, damn, man. And if she spoke English, that would have been so smooth. Like, what do you want on your burrito? Oh, I want your phone number. You know, like it would have been pretty smooth. It could have gone both ways, but just the fact that she didn't know English, it was just like, damn, son. Oh, all right. In San Diego, my first time in SoCal, I'm from Western New York and burn like you wouldn't believe in the sun. I walked all over without sunscreen. My face was swollen and peeling, but I forgot about it because I was really drunk and we were out at bars and I was talking to this cute girl thinking I was being devastatingly charming, and she stops me and says, "I don't mean to stop you. You seem like a really nice guy, but do you need to go to the hospital? Your face is really swollen, devastated." Oh, damn, that. She's just like, and he's like, what's going on? And she's like, are you dying? Because it looks like you're dying. Like, are you all right? Like, is it good? My goodness, that must have been tough for her, bro. Realizing that I was related to the girl I was flirting with. Oh my God. And then realized that she didn't care we were related. No. That last part's wild. She didn't realize, she did. And then she realized and didn't care that we were related.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Like, no, man. No. That would have been crazy if you guys actually dated and smashed. Oh, that would have been so, woo. You would have had to take that one to your grave, my guy. That would be crazy. Hey, do you have any plans tonight? No, my mom's not home. And your dad? He died some years ago, got drunk, fainted, hit his head with a table and died. Oh. Okay. All right. Sure. You know, homeboy is just like, "Hey, yo, you got some plans? Like, are your parents home?" And she was just like, "Oh, my dad died." And you're just like, "Oh, all right." I mean, I would have followed it up with just been like, "So you're home alone?" Like, like, come on, man. This was 2 years ago. My buddy had been talking about this girl he had been hanging with for a while. He had been talking or taking her out to various venues and spending time with her, but had not worked up the courage to kiss her. He finally decided to introduce me to her and tells me to meet him at this bar we go to. I walk in and he is nowhere in sight, so I text him and he says he's running a little late. He will show up in another hour or so. Fuck. So I start ordering drinks, and at the bar I notice this girl who is not bad looking and seems as frustrated as I am. We get to talking about how unreliable people can be, introduce ourselves, and I take her to play a game of pool. We are flirting because we're pretty hardcore throughout this game, with her accidentally brushing up against me and whatnot. Eventually, I make a bet with her on a shot. If I make it, she owes me a kiss. I sink the shot, make out with her for a few minutes, yada, yada, yada. Find out it's the girl he's been seeing. Oh!
She belongs to the streets.
Oh! They've been together, they've been together since, and we didn't inform him of this for a few months. Yo! Oh! Yeah, man. Oh, I would have told my homie, "Hey, she ain't the one, bro. She ain't the one, man." Nah, if I would have found that out at the end of that night, say she left and it's just me and my homie, I'd have been like, "Look, bro, she ain't the one." All right, literally, I just met her at the bar. We were talking. I didn't even know that was the girl that you were talking to. We played some pool, and all I asked her was just, "Hey, if I sink this shot, I get to kiss you." And she was down instantly. And I sank the shot, and we were just making out. Again, this was before I knew that she was your girl, bro. But trust me, man, she
belongs to the streets.
I don't date her, bro. Don't date her. I wouldn't do it, man, because the moment you're not around, it's woo, Woo! She might do this with somebody that's not your homie. Like, let's keep it undopey here, you know? Oh, brother. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. My failed flirting attempts usually involve girls not recognizing sarcasm. The favorite of these is in response to her mentioning she was taking a class in race relations or something like that. I replied, "That's interesting. I'm actually racist myself." Her eyes got real big and she got quiet. Are you serious? I mean, if you're meeting a person for the first time, I really don't think sarcasm humor works. I think sarcasm humor is at least, you got to talk to them for a little bit. Let them understand your humor a little more. Like, still keep your humor, but just do it on a lighter scale. And then ease them into the more heavier, stuff like that. Because, bro, that one just came out of left field. Even I would have been like, "You're what?" Like, nigga, what? Like, I'm just saying. Like, that was just a little too heavy. All right, we're going to do two more. All right, I texted a girl I'd known for a while and asked her if she wanted to have sex, and I've never heard back from her since. I'm afraid she might have had a heart attack from the excitement.
Stop the cap.
That's all I'm going to say to that one, okay? Like, come on, bro. She ghosted you, bro. It's okay. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. We've all been there, man. We've all been there. It's okay. Okay, so I was friends with the girl who was making the sandwiches that day, and she was definitely cute. The guy in front of me was hitting on her as he made his sandwiches. He had like 3 or 4, so he was giving her a hard time for a good 10 minutes while she prepared all of it. When he finally paid, he grabbed and kissed her hand. She gave him his change and said in the cheesiest voice I've ever heard, "Would you accompany me to the theater, my lady?" I could tell by her face that he was going way too far, so I tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, that's my wife." He goes, "Bullshit, prove it." I just drew a blank when the girl reached over the counter and grabbed me and gave me a huge kiss. The dude turned totally red and ran out of the store. Then she gave me extra cheese for free. Yo! This one I don't think was the worst. It was a W for him. Like, bro, you were friends with this girl. Like, this is not your girl, bro. You were friends with this girl, and you got to max, son. This thread is not for you, my guy. This thread is what's the worst flirting experience you had. This man had the best flirting experience. I don't know what you talking about, man. That was a W. That was an absolute W. Man, that was an absolute W. Goodness gracious. But that's going to go ahead and end that thread for today's episode, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that thread. If you want to let me know in the comments what is your worst flirting experience, go ahead and drop it down there in the comments. Let us know. But yeah, man. That was a very interesting thread. Very interesting. All right, we're going to shoot through our announcements for today's show, and then we're going to hop right into the scenarios. Patreon.com/MyLasshole Podcast. If you want an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenarios to be read on the show for the Tuesday and Sunday shows. Get on there, $3 a month, get you all that. If you are primarily an audio listener, go ahead and download as well as rating the podcast 5 stars. That helps out a lot. Appreciate all the support that you guys have been showing so far. We've recently hit 10,000 downloads, and that is all because of you guys coming back every week on Tuesday, Thursday, as well as Sunday, and just watching the shows, downloading, rating the podcast to get new people in here. I appreciate all of that support, man. You guys have been awesome with that. If you want to help on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on Instagram as well as TikTok for all of the shorts and the clips of the best parts of the shows. And then if you want to help even more on the free 99 side, youtube.com/MyTheAsshole Podcast, all one word, or just go to the link tree in there in the description. Click on YouTube. Subscribing there does help out a lot. I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the scenarios for today. So, am I wrong? 13-year-old daughter gets ride from school from man I don't know without my knowledge. Wait, what? I don't know about that one. Okay, tonight my 13-year-old daughter told me that she got a ride to school today. She usually rides the bus both ways every day. I assumed it was a family friend / best friend's mom who picked her up. As she lives around the corner from us, my daughter said no, it was the police officer from the school who was there to pick up another kid too. I froze and panicked at the same time. Am I wrong for being extremely disturbed and angry that this man, I don't care that he's a police officer, offered my 13-year-old girl a ride without my knowledge or consent? If she hadn't made it to school, I would have no idea where she was if she had asked. And I knew who he was. Let's see. If she had asked and I knew who he was, that might have been a different story. We had a talk about it, and I reminded her she needs to ask before she gets in a car with someone or goes anywhere, especially if I don't personally know the person. I feel physically sick over this, especially considering her naivety in saying there was another kid there, if that makes you feel better. No, let that kid get kidnapped, not you. I'm just saying. I said it doesn't matter. A man with a gun has all the power, and when you're an adult, you have much more awareness of these things. I'm your parent, and I'm here to protect you. What are your thoughts? No, you're totally right, and I do not think you're in the wrong, because what if it wasn't? What if it was a guy that was just playing cop? He looked like a cop just so that way it wouldn't arouse suspicion or anything like that. And he's over here picking up kids and stuff like that. Like, nah, man. Nah, I really, in this dilemma, I don't think you're in the wrong at all. And honestly, I don't know why. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. It seems like you didn't teach your daughter stranger danger, man, because that's crazy. The fact that she was just like, oh yeah, sure, why not? I'll just get in there. There's another kid in there. Sure. Like, no, stranger danger. If you don't know this person, you say, no, thank you, I'm fine. And you keep pushing, and then you call me right after you say no. And then immediately like text to something. You do not get in a stranger's car. Stranger danger, people. Stranger danger. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if she taught her daughter that or not. But it's like, that is very, very scary. Because what if it was a thing where, dude was just like, oh, I have a bunch of puppies in here. And she's like, oh my God, they're cute. And then gone. And like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, thank goodness the police officer guy was legit, but I'm just saying, it's like these pedos be getting creative in the way that they find kids and stuff like that, and that shit is scary, man. That is scary, and I would but no, I do not think you're in the wrong, and I think even the listeners now would agree. Goodness. All right, on to our next one. Did she plan this? Okay. Male 35, female 28. We have been married for 5 years now and solid relationship, so I thought. Few weeks ago, my wife tells me that she's meeting with a few friends from college for drinks. Now, the weird thing is she tells me that she's picking up this friend that she had sex with in high school. Why? Okay. I asked why, facts, and she tells me that his car is in the shop. I say, okay, get that nigga an Uber. That's not what he said, but that's what I'm saying. Get an Uber, my guy. The fuck we talking about? Get a Lyft. The fuck are we talking about? Like, my girl don't need to be picking you up. What the fuck are we talking about? All right, we'll see. All right. Car is in the shop. I say, okay. Fast forward to yesterday. We get together with a few of her friends from college, and apparently she never made it. One of the friends said, too bad she didn't make it. And I'm like, what are you talking about, to myself? We got home. I confronted her. And after almost 1 hour, she tells me that she had sex with her friend. And I ask why and how. And she tells me that when she got there, he texted her saying he was at the bar next door for her to join so he could finish the drink, and she had a few drinks with him, and after he wanted to go by the house to change, so she went in, and he started changing in front of her, and one thing led to another, and to make things worse, he nutted in her. Oh! Yo, not only did your wife cheat, but and not only did she have homeboy smash raw, but he bust in her. Wow. See, this is what I mean. That nigga could have got an Uber. I'd have been like, why are you picking him up? For what? For what reason? Fuck we talking about here? No. Like, that just sounds sus. And then the moment homegirl was just like, oh yeah, she didn't make it. It sucks you didn't make it, blah, blah, blah. I'd have been like, what? Because then it makes me think like, oh, this powwow maybe never even happened. You know what I mean? And she was actually just going to go on a date with him. You know? And it's like, in the question, did she plan this? If it went the way that she said it went, I don't think she planned it. But once that alcohol hit, though, and I think once the conversation was flowing, I think that's when she did plan on smashing homeboy. You know, once the conversation and the alcohol was flowing, she was just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to fuck this dude right here. I like this. And, you know, like, damn, man. And you got to divorce her, bro. You got to. I know I would. I'd be like, nah, you let another motherfucker bust nuts in you, and then his ass just sent you home. Like, yeah, bitch, go home with my jizz dripping out of you. Like, yo, nah, that's foul. That is foul. Damn. All right. Now let me know what you think about that one in the comments, because, woo. All right. Am I in the wrong for being jealous of my boyfriend's sister-in-law? Okay. My boyfriend, 35 male, and I, 29 female, experienced a miscarriage back in December 2023, February 2024. It was my first pregnancy, and I'm still navigating the miscarriage mentally. I have good days and bad days, but lately my biggest trigger has been seeing almost every woman I know become pregnant. I decided to delete my Facebook for a while so I didn't have to keep seeing pregnancy announcements every week. I wish I was exaggerating. However, a few days ago, I found out my boyfriend's sister-in-law is pregnant and is due this November 2024. I wish nothing but the best for her, but the news has made me feel so jealous and sad. How does it work for her and not me? My boyfriend has been supportive in the sense that he listens to me vent and tells me he's here for me, but he doesn't understand how I'm not healing from it yet or why I would compare myself to her. I expressed to him that I don't know if I can go to a family gatherings right now if she's there. As it could trigger me. This frustrates me. Am I wrong? What can I tell myself to help soothe my hurt if I have to see her or hear about her baby? Thank you. I don't think you're in the wrong just because you are still dealing with it mentally. And I'm sure the reason you're not over it is because it keeps popping up. You know, and good on you for deleting Facebook. You know what I mean? You looked at it like, okay, I'm seeing this too much and it's causing me to be in a bad mood all the time. I'm just going to delete it and get rid of it. I think that was a good idea that you did that and tried to maybe separate yourself from that. But now that there's a person in the family, I think that's a little different, and that is a little harder. And I don't think you're in the wrong for not really wanting to be around family at that time. Do allow your boyfriend to kind of just be around them. And then that way you can kind of step back and step away from it and just kind of get past it, get through it however you are going to get through it, because I understand, I get it. It's not just a simple, let's just try again. You know what I mean? It's just not that simple, because I'm sure you were super excited and you were just like, no, that was my baby. Like, this was the one, and then you're upset because it's like, why did these girls get to, have their babies and their pregnancy goes perfect, not everybody gets that, and it kind of sucks. And so I understand why you would have the issues that you're having. And I just say, I think you are correct in just separating yourself from all of that and just, not really paying too much mind to it, really focusing on getting past it. And then once you get past it, because you never know, I mean, it's 9 months, that's a long fucking time. You said that the baby's not due till November. So you still have all the way until November, and you can take these couple of months, get past it, get through it, get to a point where you can at least be around her and not feel jealous and not feel upset and sad and triggered and all that kind of stuff, because that's what it does. It's going to trigger you. It's going to be, you're going to feel like, what the fuck? Like, why does she get to have a baby and I don't? Like, it does. And that's just the mentality part of it. But once you get past that, you stay away from family long enough to do the necessary steps that you need to take to get past that. And then once you get past that, then, July, August, September, October, and then when the baby comes in November, you can be there for all those months, because you were able to step away, take the time to do what you need to do, and then get to a place where you can be around family and stuff like that. And your boyfriend seems to be very on board with that, which is really good. So you don't have to worry about that, at least. Thank goodness. So I just personally think that if you take the time to sort your mental out, get your mental health on point, and then come back to family. And family's going to understand 100%, because they're just going to be like, yeah, she's probably not around because, and the boyfriend could even tell them like, hey, look, she's just not around because, seeing you pregnant is really hard on her because she had a miscarriage. And trust me, all the women in that family are going to be like, oh, wow, okay, totally understand. You know what I mean? We'll tell her to get better. And, when she's feeling okay to be around, she's welcome back at any time. You know what I mean? Because miscarriage is not a just, oh, well, get over it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of mental that goes with that. And so I think, girl, you just need to get your mental health together, separate yourself from the family. And I don't think you're in the wrong for that. Not at all. Not at all. You're not wrong for being jealous either, because I'm sure you really wanted to be a mom, and like I said, with your man being as understanding as it is, and, once you sort out the mental health side of it all, guess what? You get to try again. And that's the fun part, if I'm being honest with you, girl. So get you some, get you some. All right. On to our next one. My dad died, and I just found out my mom cheated. Oh, snap. All right, let's see what's going on. My dad became suddenly sick last month. I came to be with him and my mom. After he died, I started going through all of old pictures in his closet, and I found his journal. I don't know how I ended up reading the whole thing without even pausing to consider, but here I am. He wrote every day about how it's been 3 years since he found out about my mom having an affair, and it was killing him. Whoa, for all my haunting Adeline people, this reminds me of Gigi's diaries of her sitting there cheating on her man, like, oh shit. But, all right, so he wrote every day. She refused to talk to him about it, and he said she wasn't nice to him. I'm shocked. They played it off like nothing. I had no clue. Meanwhile, she gets drunk every night and cried to me about how he was the love of her life, and she regretted not being more into holding hands, how she thought that hurt his feelings. I think she might believe that's the worst thing she's done. I'm so confused and angry. I already hated her and now I hate her more. But I'm still being drawn into her game because I feel like I should see her as a human with flaws, but it feels like she's too much. She ruined my teenage years by being controlling, telling me I would be ugly if I didn't look like her, literally forcing me to have the same haircut and wear the same clothes. I spent so many years, 39 now, just dismantling all the BS she put me through. Not to mention, I just remember how drunk she was, and she's worse. Oh, and she's worse now. Okay. How drunk she was, and she's worse now. But she works a job and presents fine, I guess. Honestly, I think people are afraid to mention it. She's a pig. She's disgusting. She destroyed my dad. He was depressed for so many years, and I had no clue because I stayed far away from her, and he wouldn't visit without her. I'm so torn up. I love my dad. He was a wonderful man. I feel like she broke his heart. I feel like she broke his heart and his will to live. Okay. Now she's going to live off the money he saved for retirement, and I wish she'd just rot. Before I found out, I was really trying to sympathize with her, but I feel like I'm done. Man. Oh, that's gotta suck. Like, I'm surprised he stayed through all of that. You know what I mean? I guess it was a thing where he looked at it like, fuck it, I'm in that last legs of life, and like, this is my woman. Yeah, I'll get past it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I think it just still ate at him every day. The fact that his wife had an affair and he just could not get past that. I'm sure he was just like, dude, this fucking sucks. And it sucks that he died. I don't want to say miserable, but he died sad, He died not really feeling loved by his woman. Like, damn, dude, like, that's tough. That is extremely tough, man. Because for, the daughter, the girl that wrote in, she's just like, dude, my mom's a piece of shit. Like, how in the hell is she going to sit here and act like the worst thing she's ever done is not hold his hand or cuddle him? Like, no. You know what you did. You created a lifelong struggle for this dude, mentally. Like, that's so messed up. And I get it, the way she sees her mom is the way she's going to see her mom. But it's just like, I know it's tough for her because she's like, I didn't even know. And I'm surprised, I guess he didn't want to tell anybody because he didn't want to stir the pot, or he didn't want to make anybody feel like guilty or make them feel like, I don't like the family dynamic just wasn't there anymore. I think he just he took that one on the chin and say, you know what, hey, I'm going to take this one to my grave, and just, that is what it is. I think the way he let it out was in those books or in those notes or whatever. I think that was his just way of letting it out and coping. Like, all right, I'm going to do this and that'll be good. It'll be good enough for me. But, let me know what you think about that one, man, in the comments. Goodness gracious. All right. So, a question. Why are so many guys jerks when they casually date? All right, let's see what your situation is. I, 38 female, have always been open to dating casually if I meet someone I'm attracted to, but we aren't necessarily compatible for a serious relationship. I'm fit and conventionally attractive, so it's easy to find people to hook up with, but it's so hard to find someone who can do it respectfully. I've had committed relationships with men who treated me well. I've had casual relationships with women who treated me well. However, when it comes to men and casual dating, they always act like assholes. They're flaky, dishonest, and play games, even though sex is on the table and I don't want a relationship. Some seem to almost gratuitously look for ways to use me, the experience ends up being stressful, which kind of defeats the purpose of dating casually. A year ago, I developed a friends with benefits situation, a 26-year-old, and for the first time, it works. He showed up once a week, a few hours, we go at it, hang out, maybe eat some food, and he leaves, which is all either of us want from each other. He respects my time. He sticks to plans. He communicates honestly. He's kind and appreciates my company. He actually treats me with the same consideration one would treat a friend. We've never had an argument, and everything is just chill, easy fun. I'm grateful for this person in my life, but I'm also wondering, how is it that in 20 years I've only met one guy who is capable maintaining a casual relationship while still acting respectful, treating me like an actual person? Because the other guys, and I can answer this one easy for you. The other guys, they are like, oh, since this is how women date, this is how I'm going to treat women. They've been tossed around and kind of just treated casually, and they've been flaked on a bunch of dates. And so they kind of want to do the whole thing of like, oh, okay, well, since girls are flaky, shoot, I'm going to be flaky. Since girls don't really respect boundaries like that, then I'm not going to respect boundaries. They're being really petty about it because a girl has done that to them in the past. And so then they want to push all of that onto you, which is fucked up and it's stupid. But hey, that's just kind of the dating climate we live in, is when people get hurt from someone, they put the hurt on someone else, and it's crazy because it's not even warranted. But this guy right here that you're talking about, he's trying to date you. He ain't about this casual shit. He's acting like he is, but he's not. He's trying to lock you down. He is like, I want this to be my girlfriend. Trust me, because when a guy actually wants you to be his girlfriend, when a guy actually is putting in the time and effort to do all of these things that you mentioned, he is trying to lock you down and date you. He ain't trying to be casual with you, because if he was trying to be casual with you, he would be doing the same shit the other guys are doing. Let's be honest here. I'm just saying. No dude that wants just a casual thing would really hang out with a girl other than having sex with you. You guys wouldn't go eat. You guys wouldn't hang out. You guys wouldn't do all this extra stuff. You guys would have sex, and that's that. But I think and 100% I think this dude is like, I like her. I want to be with her. I want to date her. So I'm going to pretty much give her the boyfriend treatment, without the title kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, this dude wants to date you. And like I said, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's a conversation you guys are going to have, but that's where his head is at, But as far as all these other guys, they're, like I said, one of two things. It's either one, girls were flaky with them and, being like that to them, so then they decide to be that way with girls. Or two, they look at it like, I just want to smash one time and then just dip, peace and chicken grease. Because, that's also the dating climate now, too. Is just like a lot of dudes just kind of want to rack up as many girls as they can. And that's just the way it is. That's not all guys, but it is some dudes. And especially if you're doing the dating app thing and all that kind of stuff. And especially if you're a girl that's like going, you don't mind the casual, you know what I mean? They're really going to be like, oh, sweet, I can just treat this girl like shit, who cares? She's just going to let me hit anyway, So, yeah, like I said, I don't necessarily think they're just jerks when they casually date. I think it's just a simple thing that they're just kind of projecting their bad experiences with women onto other girls, which is fucking retarded. But hey, that's the dating climate we live in now, and you just got to recognize them and avert. That's the way it goes. But the guy that you are with now, trust me, that man loves you. That man loves you. That man's like, I want to put a ring on this one. All right. On to our last one for today. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend that I need a break from him because he kept using my kids' towels after I told him not to? Okay. All right, this is probably incredibly stupid and petty, but this feels really disrespectful to me. I have been dating Matt for 2 years. We don't live together, but in the past 6 months or so, he has been here fairly often. I have 3 older children, 13-year-old boy, 12-year-old girl, and a 10-year-old boy, and they all get along with Matt well. My issue is that Matt has zero respect for other people's things, towels mainly. I have no washer/dryer in my rental, and I have to travel 35 minutes to the nearest laundromat. I only have time to do this once a week due to my work schedule and all else. I can only go Sundays. Matt knows this. I also only had 4 towels, one for each of me and my kids. It became a problem of like every single time Matt and I had sex, he would go to the bathroom and grab one of the towels off the hook and wipe off with it after I told him not to several times. He said it was force of habit. That's what he cleans up with at the place for 15 years. He will apologize, etc., just to repeat it. Or I went out and bought him a towel for when he's here. Okay, fact. Because I was like, if this towel thing is such an issue, just go buy him a fucking towel. Towels are pretty cheap. You can get them for, $10-15 at Target or something. Like get that nigga a couple of them. Get him 2 or 3 just for when he's there, I don't know. Let's see. Or I went out and bought him a towel for when he's here. I was tired of him using mine, and he has severe ADHD and can't remember to bring his own / can't remember pretty much anything. He never uses his towel to clean himself. It's always one of the kids, or there's been a few times that he will grab the kid's towel and put them on the floor to soak up the water that he tracked out of the shower. Every single time I have talked to him about it, I've gotten increasingly more pissed off. The last time I had to mention it was a few weeks ago. I lost my shit entirely and told him to stop touching my kids' fucking towels or we're done. He said something like that, it's just a towel. Or maybe it's time you get more than 1 towel per person. And whatever, but he did stop using the towels until this morning. This morning he woke me up for a quickie before we both had to go to work, and TMI, but I started bleeding. Sorry for the mental image. He runs to the bathroom, grabs a towel, and starts cleaning both of us up. I truly thought it was his towel that he grabbed, and he had mentioned having to do his laundry anyway, so I didn't make a fuss. But then he turned on the light and it was my oldest son's towel. I asked him why the fuck didn't he grab his own, since he was doing his laundry anyhow and could have just taken it with him. He said he panicked and just grabbed the first one available. His towel is literally the first one on the hook when you walk into the bathroom, and I kept the bathroom light on at all times, so there's no way he could have just seen which towel he was grabbing. Now I have to go do laundry today again after just having gone Sunday. I told him that I need a break from him because he has zero respect for me at this point. Yes, it's small and it's a fucking towel for Christ's sake, but it's still something I've asked him not to do several times. He doesn't think it's a big deal and says I'm acting ridiculous over a towel. And no, I can't get a mini washer or dryer per my lease agreement. No, he won't wash our laundry as well. See, and that was going to be a suggestion I was going to have. Like, if you want to use these motherfucking towels, if you want to be using everybody's towels, then you wash them, but apparently no, he won't wash our laundry as well. Like, okay. I asked him to take the towel with him and he said no because I made him feel stupid, and he says if I had been nice about it, then maybe he would have. Okay, whatever, dude.
Stop the cap.
Then maybe he would have, but he won't now. Yes, I could get more towels, but this was never an issue before he started coming around. And frankly, I'd like to keep the laundry to a minimum because I already have a bad back and the laundry can be difficult. So I shouldn't have to buy more towels just so he can clean himself up with them. I think you need to dump this man quick, prim, and proper. And I know a lot of people are like, what? Over a towel? Now, there is an amazing saying that goes, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Okay? And with that saying, it makes me feel as if, or it makes me think that since he's this way about a towel, you tell him, hey, can you not do this? And then you buy him a towel and say, hey, just use this one. This one is yours. Use this one. If you need to wash it, take it home and wash it. If not, I'll try to wash it with our stuff, but use this towel. If he can't do that, then think about the other things in the relationship that you tell him to do that he says, okay, I'll do that. And then he doesn't do it. And that's why I say this little towel incident shows you the type of guy that he's going to be in the future of this relationship. And then on top of that, it's like you have kids. So, say it's a thing where it's like, hey, I'm running late. Can you pick up my oldest son? I can pick up the other two kids, but can you just at least pick up my older son? And he's like, okay, cool. I got that. And like you said, he's got ADHD and can't remember anything. So guess what happens? He forgets. And then the kid's sitting there, Mom, I haven't been picked up. And then you're like, what the fuck is going on? And so then you go pick up the kid and then you're like, what the fuck? It's the same thing, darling. It's the same thing. But that arguably in retrospect is worse because that's your kid. And this is just a towel. But again, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And so the fact that you told him something very, very simple as far as a towel, trust me, the bigger things like your children, it's going to bleed into that. And honestly, you do not need to be dealing with that because that is going to be some wild stress that honestly you should not have to deal with. And yeah, I would get rid of this dude ASAP because all he's going to do is further create headache for you, girl. And that's going to suck. It's going to suck. You're going to be like, fuck, I wasted so many years in this relationship. I'm just saying, again, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And that's just facts. And he's going to bleed that into everything else into the relationship. And then the whole communication that women love to have. Trust me, I guarantee you this guy, he's not having it. He's not having it. And just in this story alone, it's like, he's just not having it. You told him something that simple. She bought you a towel, motherfucker. Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, why don't you just buy this nigga a towel? Like, you could just go buy a $10, $15 towel. Like, here you go. But you did that. And he's still doing this shit. So the fact that it's like, you literally exhausted options and he's still resorting to that. And you told him it's time for him to go, man. It's time for him to go. Again, let me know what you guys think about that one in the comments, but that's going to go ahead and do it for today's episode on this beautiful Sunday. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Again, patreon.com/MyLancePodcast. If you want to get an exclusive episode or write in your scenario like these people did for today's show as well as on Tuesdays. We are going to be starting a new book pretty soon, which is exciting. Haunting Adeline is coming to a close pretty soon here, and I'm pretty excited about that. Again, I'm kind of like on the fence of should we continue Haunting Adeline because I do know it has a book 2, or should we do a new book? I'm leaning both ways, but I don't know. You guys will figure that out when we get there, but again, man, thank you guys so much for all the support. If you're primarily an audio listener, go ahead and download as well as rate the podcast 5 stars. Rating the podcast just gets more new people in here to check out the show. Downloading just helps out overall as far as letting me know that you guys are supporting the show day in and day out. TikTok as well as Instagram. Follow us on there for the clips, the best parts of all of the shows. I've been lagging a bit on clips. I'm trying to catch up right now though, and so I should be all caught up in a couple weeks. And then youtube.com/MyLancePodcast. Even if you don't watch on YouTube, get on over there, man, and hit that subscribe button. It does help your boy out. All right. Without further ado, though, that's going to be me. Love you guys all. Have an awesome week. I'll see you on Tuesday for another crazy, wacky episode. And peace.